Hello, Michael Dowd here. So I've been asked to recreate what I shared at the beginning of Marc Perkel's Celebration of Life service, his memorial service. And that's difficult to do because I didn't take notes. I spoke just from my heart extemporaneously, and there's not a great audio recording of it. Besides, speaking to a live audience and speaking now to you via this means are very different modalities. So I just want to speak from my heart. I considered Marc my closest colleague in the Church of Reality, this reality-based religion. My wife and I have been traveling North America for the last 17 years, speaking in churches and colleges and universities, basically what we call the gospel of right relationship to reality, essentially where science, inspiration, and sustainability intersect. And Marc and I discovered each other about a decade ago and just totally fell in love in terms of mimetic colleagueship, and I considered and still consider most of what Marc wrote on the Church of Reality website. I encourage you to take just a half hour at least and just go through the terminology, some of the pages, just follow your heart, read whatever you want, but take at least a half hour and see Marc's genius at work. He added stuff to that website for like 12 or 13 years. I aligned with the vast majority of it there. Some of it I don't align with, but that's okay. But I think Marc did more to further a reality-based understanding of inspiration, values, meaning, like all the stuff that gets associated with religion. He wasn't about creating a new religion. That wasn't what it was about. Basically, Marc and I shared this understanding that a reality-based, science-based understanding, both of us considered ourselves sacred realists or religious naturalists or evidential mystics. He was more techno-optimist than I am, but that's okay. We both grounded our understanding in reality and wanted a reality-based orientation to infuse throughout all the religious traditions and in the secular world. Marc was one of his most famous talks that's up on both Vimeo and YouTube is why reality needs a religion and why atheism isn't good enough. And so I just want to further Marc's legacy in the best ways that I know how, which is to continue taking this reality-based understanding of inspiration, language of reverence, language of condemnation, and really what Marc and I both considered the sacred direction, which is the future. He was all about helping to further evolution in the most positive ways possible. At the event itself, I also, asked a couple questions like how many of you know what the sacred greeting is in the Church of Reality. Of course, nobody did, and it was welcome to the real world. And then, of course, the sacred joke in the Church of Reality is there's 10 types of people in the world: those who understand binary and those who don't. And there were some other things, but Marc had a sense of playfulness and joy, no matter what he was pursuing, whether it was his amazing computer work, whether it was his political activism and the countless letters to the editor that he wrote, whether it was creating these amazing, fun, goofy at times, playful, and definitely insightful things on his Church of Reality website, or just the generous way that he was with so many of us, just profoundly generous to the core and playful to the core. So he will be sorely missed, and I am, to use mythic language, eternally grateful for my friendship and colleagueship with Marc, and hope that all of us are able to further what he would like, which is to be about whatever our gifts are in service to the future.